What's up, y'all? Agent WD-40 here. Oh, man. Thought I'd get on here because I ain't made a video in a day or two. But, a friend was telling me a story today about how he got pulled over the weekend by this young cop. And it kind of had me laughing for a minute because he's an older dude, and I guess there really wasn't a reason to stop him. But check this out. He was, just out cruising around because, we live in a small town, so there really isn't much to do, especially, when it's really cold out. And, how old is this guy? He got to be in the 60s or something like that. And, this cop, he's just going down the road and he's doing 5 under the speed limit. The cop stops him and says that his driver's license is, outdated or whatever. And he looked on his license and lo and behold, it wasn't outdated. The cop walked up to his window, to his passenger side window, and said his name. Like, he already had him checked. Like, as soon as he got out of town, the cop was running his numbers. Then it got me thinking, if somebody was to make some kind of a signal blocker, cell phone signal blocker, for the laptop that they give all the information out with, and figures out what frequency the the police in your local town, what numbers they run for a frequency, and make a combo blocker and set it to the back of your car to where when you go past the cop, they get absolutely no signal. Because if they ain't got no signal, they have to let you go because they, other than your driver's license, they can't issue you a ticket. They're not going to be able to ask where you're coming from and where you're going, which should be illegal. But anyways, the cop wanted to, basically, he had the police dog with him. And in our town, we just got a police dog that we've never had before. So I'm thinking they're trying to do everything they can to do a search. Well, my buddy said, I ain't getting out my car, And of course, the cop thing. We've all seen them videos about how, if you don't answer a cop or you don't give them all your information, then they can arrest you and take you downtown and blah, blah, all that stuff. Well, I kind of feel that my buddy, he probably should make a complaint for harassment on this young cop. It's just a cop trying to make a new name is all it is. But it's the way he went about trying to search his truck. He asked my buddy to step out of his vehicle and step inside his police car, the squad car. And, my buddy said, okay, I can do that, no big deal, but you ain't searching my ride. So he gets out of his car, or his truck, and the cop sits him down in the passenger seat. And in the back seat was, the fur missile, the canine. And I asked my buddy today, I was like, what did the cop dog do when you got in there? He said, that dog didn't say a damn word. And I said, well, that's probably because he didn't smell no pot or anything else on you. So I said, you probably couldn't, do anything about it. So he had no reason to search your car. But it brings me up to something. When a cop lies like that and you've done absolutely nothing and you've done nothing wrong, you should always refuse and tell that cop to go to hell. Just on the ground. And don't be afraid if they threaten you with jail, because that's about all they got. It's a scare tactic. And I was telling Dell, I was like, well, did you tell that cop that when he asked you to step out the car, did you tell him to go F himself? And he goes, no, I didn't want to start nothing. And I'm like, boy, I'd have been all over that dude's ass. I'm telling you right now. See, I ride electric skateboards, and anybody who's a skater out there knows you just ride a skateboard and you're a glutton for punishment. There's always going to be a cop that's going to be on your ass. Like last year, I was skating around in my little town, and Had a female cop. Never seen her a day in my life. Never seen her before. But she claims that I ran a stop sign, in which anybody who knows me while I'm out on one of my electric boards, I stop at stop signs because I know how the police are, you know, from the last state that I lived in. Ooh, I got all kinds of crap coming at me. But this female cop said, well, I saw you run a stop sign, and I'm like, well, that's kind of ironic because the only reason why you're even around me is because I saw you run a stop sign, so if I'm right behind you, then that gives me right. If you can do it, I can do it. She says, well, unfortunately, it's not how it works. We have, we don't have to follow the law. And I'm like, you don't have to follow the law? And she goes, sir, can I ask you where you're coming from? I said, you can ask, but it doesn't mean I'm going to tell you anything. I mean, I live in a small town. It ain't like you don't know where I live. I'm sure you've ran my name just by seeing me outside, you know, working on one of the cars or the BMW or something. But, you know, my story kind of goes with my buddies. And, yeah, I just don't get it. How is it legal for cops to say that you can't lie to them, but they start the conversation off by lying to you? I mean, you know, my buddy's got, you know, an everyday license, a normal license. It wasn't expired. He showed it to me today. And I was like, well, what'd the cop pull you over for? Was you speeding? He says, no, that's the thing. He said, I was doing 5 under. He says, I was getting ready to turn out, you know, turn around because, you know, he's kind of type of person when he gets bored, he gets in his truck and he just drives around. You know, no big deal or nothing. But yeah, how is it legal for a cop to sit there and lie and fish out a story? Does somebody want to tell me why I ain't got no eye here? But these cops have been fishing here lately, and I'd kind of like to know why. Because if you ain't got nothing on the person you've got pulled over and you've got them sitting in your car, and the cop is asking you to search your car, shouldn't it be false imprisonment? Shouldn't it be a legal search because he brung you in his police car to basically have his dog sniff you out? And if you ain't done nothing wrong, then isn't that a legal search? I don't know. It seems like the cops get away with a lot of crap while we take the brunt of the storm. And I think it's kind of crazy, and I think there should be something should be done with these police. Now, I'm not saying all police are bad. You all know how I feel about police, but I believe some of them, and especially these younger ones, they kind of punks. And honestly, they don't deserve the job that they have. If you're going to lie on people, what good are you? You're not serving a purpose for your community. And honestly, you should rot in hell for making up crap on people. Especially an older person. You know, the guy I'm talking about, he is in his mid-60s. He drives around town, and he only does like 10 miles an hour around town. And what I think it is because our town's got a new police dog, and they just want to pull people over to train the dog. Because we've seen it like all summer. And that in itself should be illegal. You save the fur missile for somebody who's running, or for somebody that you got a guaranteed case on. But to sit here and pull over normal, everyday people, I don't know how that isn't classified as treason or a terroristic act. I don't know, maybe some of you retired cops out there can explain to me why you guys do that and why you guys harass the public. Because it definitely should not be legal for you guys to do that. Nor should it be legal for you guys to come up to people and say, where'd you come from? Well, where are you heading to? None of these questions should be allowed for you because it ain't none of your business. And just because you got a fur missile does not give you the right to think that you can stop everybody for no reason. That's kind of harassing. If I walked up on a crime scene, or a cop's got somebody pulled over, and I walk up on the crime scene and tell him to go fuck himself, he has all the right to do something, but I can't. Or even my buddy couldn't. I don't know. I think something needs to be done with these cops. And I kind of figured when Donald Trump got in there, the cops were going to free reign and do everything that they wanted to, because the last time Trump was in there, that's what they did. And y'all know I ain't got nothing against Trump. I'm just stating facts. Just the way it went last time he was president. And I'm sure that's how it's going to go again. See, these are the small things that our president needs to work on for us. Getting rid of these worthless cops. Not the good cops. Not the ones that, you know, leave everybody alone. Mind your business until, you know, we screw up. You catch us doing something, by God, stop us. We get in a bar fight, by God, stop us. You know, nobody's saying don't do your job. What we're saying is, stop harassing us. There just isn't a point to it. I mean, why do you do it? And it got me thinking, you know, maybe I should make like a, you know, they make cell phone signals, scramblers or blockers. Because I've seen the stories, and you know, you can buy them on eBay and stuff. But maybe all of us need to, you know, embed one in our cars. That way, as you go past the cop, they lose all signal. They can't so much as even use their police radio. You know, assuming you find the right frequency, and I'm sure a quick Google search will find all that for the state troopers and stuff. So, it got me thinking, maybe I'm going to start working on what I'm going to call black box. And the next time I'm out on one of my boards, I'm going to see if I can get a cop to follow me, because it's easy to do on a skateboard. And then when they get close to me, I'm going to go ahead and hit that button and see if they can make a phone call off their cell phone, see if their radio can even light up, and see if that laptop that runs you guys' name, or runs everybody's name, can even be used, and test my theory out. Because if so, I'm onto something here. Because, boy, that sure would save a lot of people a lot of false tickets. Because, yeah, we know cops like, and especially brand new cops, boy, they like to be real scummy. You know, they just want to make a name for themselves. In a sense, I can't blame them, but you need to harass all the crackheads, meth heads. I mean, this cop walked right up to my buddy's passenger side door and already knew his name. That would have creeped me the hell out. And being how, you know, I'm a former paralegal, the cop wouldn't have done that to me. I would have had his supervisor there, and I would have pressed charges on him for harassment. Because he knew all my information even before he walked up on the car. And assumed I was somebody that I was not. And then whenever you blatantly, you're on, you know, a chest cam, you know, the cams they wear on their chest, you would think there'd be evidence of the cop, you know, basically lying and fishing for a story. So I was thinking about telling my buddy, you know, why don't you go up to the police station here in our county and file charges on the ones in the other county you got pulled over in, which happened to be like 3 miles from his house, you know, 3 miles from town. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Because I've looked up stats, and there is nothing illegal, well, depending on state, of course, but there is nothing illegal about making your own black box and blocking their signal. Not a damn thing illegal about it. Well, at least in my state. And I think it'd be funny if more than one cop come rolling up on you after one cop couldn't get a signal, and then you block everybody's signal from running your name. I just don't think that they'll be able to do anything about it. They won't be able to run your name. they could ask for your ID all they want, but a lot of states, you know, you can't ask for somebody's ID. And you can always tell when somebody's got a warrant or something, they're scared of something, because they'll give their ID up right away, 9 times out of 10. Now, me, myself, I won't give them my ID. They're going to have a damn good reason, because you're not going to threaten me with jail time. I'll fucking laugh in your face. I'm even willing to go to jail just so I could bury your punk ass in paper. Now, I ain't no sovereign citizen, because, you know, I hate that crap. But I about guarantee you pull me over, you're going to remember me the rest of your life. Because I don't mess around. I know my laws. Now, I ain't one of them people, if I ain't got a driver's license, I ain't going to drive, you know, because that's just asking for a ticket and jail time and your car being towed and yada yada. You guys know the routine. But I think it should be legal for us to, if they're going to ask a bunch of stupid questions and try to fish all the information out of you, then it should be completely illegal, completely legal, that we should be able to block all signals from them and stop them from being the little terrorists that they are. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, some of you out there, you know, you get caught speeding, you know, own up to your things, right? But there's a lot of cops here recently, and it's been really young ones, like new to the force. They're harassing the public, and they really need to get going. You know, move the hell on. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I make a black box and go test it out and see if a cop can run my name and what they do? Because the worst they can say is, I'm gonna take you to the police station, and we're gonna fingerprint you, which you can definitely deny, blood test and all that. You know, unless you walk up with a DUI, then you're kind of screwed on that aspect. You're gonna have to do what the cop says, because DUI is a DUI, or as they say around here, a Dewey. But yeah, it's probably about time that the police quit with their stuff and find out that not everybody is, just because you pull somebody over, it doesn't mean that they're a criminal. And nor do you need to put somebody in handcuffs and put them in your car because they refuse to search, but you trick the person into getting in your car so your dog, your fur missile, could get a good sniff on them. That right there should be illegal, and it's a trick, and y'all should be aware of it. Because I'm telling you, my buddy, he did not deserve even the cop being pulled over. He's an older dude. You're supposed to respect your seniors. But I don't know. I'm thinking about going up and filing a complaint and burying this police department where I live in paperwork. And when you bury somebody in paperwork, that cop is no longer, can get paid, and he can no longer be on the job because, you know, there's somebody accusing him of doing something fishy. So he gets to go on vacation for a little bit. At least that's the way it works in my state. How it works in yours, and if you're in California, well, you're just screwed, because hell, y'all over there get pulled over just because you have a modified exhaust, or you put your car in sport mode. How ridiculous is that? I don't know, it just seems like cops are getting away with a lot of stuff right now. And it's by no means legal. And why do the cops not abide by the same laws that we have to abide on? Or abide with? Because, you know, if you want to lead by example, then you kind of got to lead by example. You can't do one thing and expect everybody else to do something different, you know. I don't know, cops seem to be, you know, just out of hand. There ain't nobody in our town that's even criminal-like. I know that sounds ridiculous because you all live in cities and everything. But yeah, we don't even have criminals in our town. So our cops around in our town are just, they're bored. They are bored as hell.